Good morning. Just getting ready for today's Reiki by request, Reiki ASMR live stream. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. I'm just getting set up for today's live stream. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. We'll be getting started in just about 5 minutes or so with today's live. Welcome in. I'm just taking a moment here before we begin the session to just ground down. It's been a bit of a hectic morning this morning. It's been a bit of a hectic morning here, so I wasn't sure if I would be live streaming today as planned, but I'm glad that I am here and that you're here. Come on in, we'll be getting started with today's Reiki by request in just about 4 more minutes. As you come in, feel free to say hello in the chat. Let me know how you're doing today. It's been a bit of a rough start for me here. But I'm so glad to be here this morning. Oh my goodness, I hope that you've had a better start to your day so far. Just taking a moment here to ground down before the session begins. Just allowing myself to arrive. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. We'll be getting started in just a few minutes with today's Reiki by request and Reiki ASMR. Hello, Liz. Glad you're here. Welcome in. We'll be getting started in just about 2 more minutes. Hello, Monica. So glad that you're here today. I hope you're doing well. George, good morning. Good to see you, my friend. I'm so glad that I'm here too. I thought I might have to cancel the live stream today. We live out in a very rural part of Massachusetts, and my daughter's bus is not reliable for school. Sometimes it doesn't come. And it was quite late today, about half an hour late. And I thought I would have to call in, cancel the live stream, and drive her to school. It's about 30 minutes away. So, yeah, a lot of shuffling this morning and a lot of uncertainties. But I'm glad that it did eventually come. It just came. So, just nothing a little lip gloss can't fix. All right. Let's get started. I'm so glad that you're here. Come on in, and for the next 2 hours or so, let's journey together and relax as we open to receive Reiki energy healing today. I'd like to begin just by saying a few words about the session and myself, and then we'll get started. Hello, Busy. Good morning. Welcome in. During this session, definitely have a frog in my throat this morning. I guess it's one of those days for me here. Maybe it's one of those days for you today too. That's all right. We'll just move through it. Hello, Lauren. Good morning. During the session today, if you'd like to receive Reiki energy healing, all you need to do to receive is to open and accept. However, good morning, Big Kiss. Oh, you're in the right spot, Monica. Sometimes opening to receive is not as easy as it seems. Many of us are tense and closed. Many of us have daily stressors, plenty of reasons to close. So this session brings some ASMR elements to help us to relax so that we can receive and open to loving tenderness, to kindness, to healing. We take our time. There's no rush to heal. Laura, hello. That's so sweet. Thank you, Laura. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. Let me know how you're doing today as we get ready to begin. Throughout the live stream session, anyone can receive Reiki. You don't need to give a gift or make a request. Reiki is available to everyone when they are open to receive it. However, if you would like to make a personal request during the live stream today, let me get it up there. It should have just popped up there on the top. During these live streams, I offer 3 options for those who would like to make a request. There's a mini option, a half, and a full. Minis today will be, around 2 minutes or so. Halves around, 5 to 7. And fulls around, 10 to 15, who knows. But if you'd like to make a personal request during the session today, anytime in the next 2 hours, you can gift one of the pinned gifts here and let me know in the chat what your request is. So Lunar, this is my Reiki account, my Reiki channel, and not my ASMR channel. I stream here on Mondays and Thursdays and on my ASMR channel on Tuesdays and Fridays. No worries. It's easy to get them confused. I'm glad you're here. If you like Reiki, stick around. Oh my goodness. I have to take it slow today. A little bit of tea helps. All right. Let's get started. Lunar, my ASMR channel is Evening Springtime ASMR. And this is Evening Springtime Reiki. So they do look very similar. Sorry to hear about your cold. Let's begin today's session just by arriving. Good morning, Jennifer. Grand rising. Taking a few moments here to allow yourself to arrive. Thank you for getting your heart beats, continuing your journey in the fan club. Appreciate it. Perfect Lunar, thank you so much. I cannot get this frog out of my throat today. Hold on a minute. Perfect, Denise. I'm glad you're here. I've also had a stressful morning today. So, just giving ourselves a bit of grace and a bit of space. It's not always easy, but here we are, trying. Allowing ourselves to arrive now, here in this present moment, with all of the sensations, the emotions, just allowing space now for whatever you're going through in this moment. Good. Taking our time being present now. And allowing ourselves to observe and acknowledge whatever is there for us today. Thank you, Bats. I'm wearing one of the colors that is in my color palette. So my husband this morning said, "You are looking so..." What did he say? He said some adjective that was really nice. It was like stunning or shining or something. And my daughter, when she saw me this morning, she said, "You look like a popsicle." You've got to love kids. They'll tell you the truth. My color palette season is cool summer. Yeah. All right. Couple questions in the chat this morning. A question about these here in the middle of the screen. If you'd like to request some personal Reiki today, you can make a gift for a mini, a half, or a full session. Since we don't have any requests yet, which usually we do first thing, let me go ahead and begin with, wow, in they come, incongruent. Thank you for the hanging lights. Star, thank you for the hanging lights. Let me write you down here. Incongruent and Star, both for minis. Thank you. Let me know in the chat. Incongruent, looking for something intuitive, a surprise. Okay. Something actually just popped into my mind immediately, so we'll go with that. Caitlin, Thank you for the hanging lights with a mini session. Let me know, Star and Caitlin, in the chat if you have a request today for your mini healing. So Mina has a question. What do those mean? It's really just about time and focus. So a mini session, hello Grant. A mini session is very short. It's to the point, usually working with just one energy. And it's usually around, I don't know, I say between a minute to 3 minutes. Sometimes it ends up being like 5 minutes or 7, just depending on how I'm feeling and how the energy is working. Caitlin, menstrual pain, and Star, intuitive. You got it. A half healing is longer and usually involves 2 or 3 energies that we work with. And a full session is, I love, we just go with it. We go with the energy flow, see where it leads us. It's a journey, a full Reiki journey. And in terms of time, sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 20. I don't know. It just depends on where we go. Sometimes people have requests, sometimes they want something intuitive. I hope that helps. Let's get started with our first request for today from Incongruent, looking for an intuitive healing. And I just want to remind you that no matter what the request is, or what the theme is, or what my intention is, Reiki healing is for everyone. It always journeys for you, arriving in this moment exactly as you need it, and always only for your highest good. Let's get started. I actually had a crystal energy come to mind right away. Let me grab my specimen of Youngite. Good morning, Kendall. I'm feeling very chatty today, so I'm not always chatty, but if you'd like to make a request, Lauren, you can gift one of the pinned gifts for today for a mini, half, or full. Sometimes I do have time for requests that are not gifted, and I will write down your request here in case we do have time today. I got you, Lauren. I just wrote you down for Mother Wound. All right, the energy I'd like to work with is this specimen of Youngite. Youngite is a bit of a rare crystal, and I was really lucky to stumble upon this crystal. It was mined locally here in Massachusetts. So I do have some very local specimens that are mined right here on this land where I live. And this is one of them. Let me see which side I want to use. I think I want to use this side here. Let's take a few rounds of breath here. As I run this Youngite. Oh, beautiful. Thank you for the money gun, Jess. That's actually my first money gun I've ever received. Let me know in the chat, Jess, if you have a request today. Taking a deep breath in and a rich exhalation through the mouth. As I run this Youngite through the energy bodies. That's so cool to need. Just something intuitive. encouraging deep and full cleansing breaths now. Yongite is an energy of soft creativity, gentle, slow, creative energy. Creative energy like a cloud. Creative energy that is also grounded. So a little bit of air, a little bit of earth. Actually, you can kind of see that here, right? The airiness of this specimen and the earthiness. So simultaneously bringing that rising, intuitive, light energy of change and inspiration that the air element brings. At the same time, grounding that light energy, tethering it to the earth, bringing a feeling of centering and security as you begin to open to a sensation of inspiration. Allowing that creative energy to guide you today. With the elements of air and earth. Good. As you breathe in deeply, imagine the airiness of your inhalation lifting you as you rise like air. And as you exhale, imagine the exhalation grounding you. Good start. It's just sensation. It always shows up differently. Just watch and allow sensation as it comes and goes. It's all right. The exhalation grounding you down. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to use this Yongite. It's a crystal that I rarely feel drawn to use during these live streams, but it was the first one that came to mind when you made your request incongruent. I hope it serves you today. Hello, Erica. I'm live until 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes we go over time, but that's the general time frame. Thank you for following. Thank you for tapping your screen. Coming up next is a request from Star, who is also looking for an intuitive mini healing. Give me just a moment to sit with that request. Actually, one just came to mind, and we'll get started. Hello, Ash. Green, thank you for the gifts. Stacy, good morning. Thank you guys for using the team emotes in the chat. I love that. Thank you so much. The energy that came to mind for me, for Star, is a crystal energy. This is my largest specimen of rose quartz. Of course, rose quartz, definitely, Tiller. I'll send you some vibes for your surgery on Wednesday. Absolutely. Rose quartz is the hallmark crystal for all things related to the heart and to love. I don't know if you can hear, but in the background, my neighbor's dog is barking quite loudly. I'm going to take that as a sign that there's some energy moving and flowing. I'd like to use this particular specimen now to direct you toward the heart's compassion. It's feeling the energy exactly. As we journey toward the heart space, we take our time always, as the heart is a tender space, moving slowly and gently, as this light pink ray energy journeys, enveloping the heart and cradling the emotions. Allowing you to feel whatever is there, held in the heart right now. Thanks, Stacy. Pouring that easy pink ray light into the heart like a slow stream of water. Watching as that water-like light inspires deep compassion in the heart. You can almost see it. A small pink spark flickering at the center of the heart space, like a nightlight. A nightlight that guides you through the darkness. A small, flickering pink light like a star. Imagine gathering around that light in the heart and allowing it to inspire you to show and give yourself deep and unquestioning compassion in this moment right now. No questions asked, no reasons why, no earning it, no overthinking or wondering, just allowing yourself deep and nourishing compassion. What does that feel like? Just feeling it. It's all right. Good. Oh my goodness, I love rose quartz. It feels so wonderful. Thank you so much for your request. I hope that rose quartz mini session serves you today. Let me know in the chat if anything came up for you with that rose quartz journey. Emily, that's a great question. Emily asks, how do I accept? Accepting might seem easy, right? You could say something like, I accept. Or you could think those words in your mind as well. But acceptance is a process of opening to receive. And throughout the session, we work together to relax and to open. Opening is about a lot of things, isn't it? It's about trusting. It's about softening. It's about manifesting a desire for healing. Being open in a world that often wants us or seems to want us to close. So we go slowly and gently toward receiving. And receiving is not something many of us are accustomed to. We're much more accustomed to giving. Most of us are. Receiving might seem challenging, and that's all right. Take your time. There's no rush to receive. Good. I hope that answers your question, Emily. I can be a little tangential sometimes. Our next request is a mini request from Caitlin, looking for some relief from menstrual pain. Give me just a moment to sit with that. I actually just did a little bit of work on this energy earlier today. I wanted to use some essential oil for this next healing. Emily, it's okay. I love your comment. You say, I don't know how to open. Welcome to the human club. I think most of us really struggle in this world, in this life, to be soft, to be open. That's okay. One tiny step at a time. Maybe just one inhalation and exhalation at a time. One modicum of awareness. Some permission to allow. Just observing. Observing and not trying to change or fix. These things can all help us feel like we can open. and help us to open when we allow the sensation. Allowing sensation can be difficult. Oftentimes it manifests physically, sensation does. It might bring a feeling of surprise or anxiety when we feel the body responding to energy. It's okay. See what you can allow today, or what you can allow in this moment. That's a great question. I hope you don't mind if I take a couple questions here. I'm feeling very chatty today, so before we get to your request, Caitlin, I have a frog in my throat today. The best place to start when it comes to trusting somebody is to start with trusting yourself. And that is a journey, an adventure all its own, as we learn how to truly trust. Trusting what we feel, trusting our intuition, hearing the voices of wisdom within, trusting the body's sensations, trusting the body even when it's sick, trusting the mind even when it's chaotic or when it's calm. It's a process, right? It's okay. But trust always begins here, with what we can know the best. And then we can watch as it blooms and extends to others. What a beautiful gift. All right. Next request is from Caitlin. And Caitlin, I wanted to use some jasmine essential oil. Let me grab it and we'll get started. It's funny because just this morning I was going through my essential oils and thinking about jasmine in particular. And this energy is actually one that is suitable for menstrual pain and also the emotional and physical energy that comes along with it. Jasmine is an energy of rich floral resonance. It's such a strong floral scent. I'd like to put some of this essential oil onto my fingertips here. And although I know that you can't smell the essential oil, I'd like to use it to center and guide this Reiki energy for you now. Jen, that's a great idea. If you have jasmine essential oil, you can put it in your diffuser, or you can rub a little bit onto your fingertips, perhaps with a carrier oil like almond. Britta, thank you so much. Let me know in the chat, Britta, if you have a request for your mini session. Jasmine brings a soothing and grounding energy. It's a very strong and floral scent, so it brings that uplifting and beautiful energy of small white flowers blooming in the moonlight, paired with a rich secure feeling, energy that grounds you. Jasmine is a feminine energy in terms of divine energy alignment. Playground, thank you so much for gifting hanging lights. Let me know in the chat if you have a request for this session. Britta looking to release anger and self-confidence, of course. Jasmine is related to what we call the divine feminine energy, Susan. So glad you leveled up in the fan club. I love that. The crown, of course. For some codes, you got it. The divine feminine or the divine masculine energy is not related to gender or sex or sexuality. It's just a cardinal energetic resonance related to particular energies, types of energies. Jasmine is related to that feminine energy. Nourishment, nurturing, creation, earth. It seeks to help you feel safe and protected, loved, embraced, cared for. Allowing this jasmine energy to move exactly where it's needed. Excuse me, you might even place your hand right over your uterus, your womb. Feeling the warmth of your hand begin to grow and sending that warmth into the womb, into the low belly, letting it radiate toward the back, cradling the hips, as if that region is blanketed by soft, small white blossoms. Imagine the sensation of those blossoms as they gather around your hips, softening the belly, softening the back. Beautiful. Thank you so much for making your request, Caitlin. Appreciate it. Coming up next is a request from Jess with a half healing that's intuitive. And actually, it's funny because after you made your request, Jess, crystals actually fell onto the floor. I had to pick them up shortly after, so I'm definitely using that crystal. And then let me sit for a moment with your request as a secondary energy comes to mind, and we'll get started. Sometimes when I sit with these requests, an energy will come to mind almost immediately, and I will dismiss it. I'll be like, no, there's got to be something else, but I always come right back to it. I don't know if you do this yourself in your own life, but second guessing or doubting. Anyway, I'm going to go with the energy that came to mind. Belle, thanks for your question. To make a request during the session, you can gift one of the pinned gifts for today. So today we have hanging lights for a mini session. We have money gun for a half and galaxy for a full. However, for those of you who don't gift or can't gift, sometimes I do have time at the end of the session to take requests that are not gifted. So let me know. It is rare, but it does happen sometimes, and I do like to make space for those requests when I can. All right, exactly, Ascension Playground. Can't fight it. All right, I'd like to use two energies coming up next. The first is this energy that fell onto the floor after you made your request. It was saying, me, I want to go. I want to be the one. These are Moki marbles. This is actually a shamanic tool that is often used, but also useful in Reiki. Moki marbles have a center of hematite, which is a kind of grounding crystal known for absolving any kinds of negative or heavy energy. Amirin, hello. I want to use these Moki marbles to help you to release. Gigi, thank you so much for the hanging lights. Let me write you down, Gigi. And please let me know in the chat if you have a request, Gigi. These Moki marbles help to clear away any energetic debris from the energy bodies, gathering energy that feels negative or heavy. Tina, thank you for the hanging lights. Let me write you down, my friend, and please let me know in the chat if you have a request. Moving that negative or heavy energy through. Of course. Stress relief, you got it. Impending doom, Tina. You got it. Amirin, yay. Let me know if you have a request, Amirin. Gathering energy that feels heavy or stuck. Energy that feels negative. It's just sensation. Paying attention now to where you feel tension in the body. Directing your breath right into those centers of the physical, the emotional, the intellectual, and the spiritual energy bodies. as this smoky marble energy attracts that unwanted energy. Releasing energy that no longer serves you. Releasing energy that's hurting you. Letting it go. It's all right for you to release. Yes, I do, soul. 2 separate channels. Releasing. Good. I'd like to follow that Moki marble experience. I'm glad you're here, soul. Thank you. By doing a little bit of energy plucking, pulling on those threads of energy that are ready to move and change. I don't know if I do. Reiki is one of those things that need to be accepted consciously in order to be received, but I do definitely bring that healing intention to ASMR as well. Definitely. Good. Just letting go. A word comes to mind. Dumping. It's not a very pretty word, but that's actually what you're doing energetically, is dumping that energy out. Dumping it out, just throwing it haphazardly out of the energy bodies. Thanks, Gina. It's so sweet. Good. I wanted to follow that energy up. Let me see. Oh yes, with a little bit of sound healing. Let me just grab it. Using this chime here. As I ring the chime and as you hear the resonance and the vibration in the sound, I'd like you to allow yourself to open energetically. This is a very small and subtle movement. You can tell from the sound of the chime that it is slow and small. As this energy invites you to make a little bit of space, just a small nudging of the energy, like a little pinprick in the fabric of dense energy, where you can see the light begin to shine through. Imagine that pinprick of energy, watching as a little more light and space arrive. With each sound of the chime, watching as that small space expands just a little more. Winding open just a little more. Just a little more. Hello, Jim. Glad you're here today. That's it. Slow and soft, small, like a small pinprick of light that slowly grows, allowing more light and more space. Allowing that light to ease the tension. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate it. Letting that energy settle, letting it arrive. Nothing to do but allow and observe. Good. Thank you so much for your request. Let me see, that was for Jess. I'm getting a little behind on requests here. Let's get to the next request. Yes, I'm moving a little slow. I hope that was useful for you. You're welcome. Let me know in the chat how that Moki marble and sound healing energy arrived for you. If it stirred anything or brought anything up. If it brought up any thoughts or sensations, let me know in the chat. Coming up next is a mini request from Britta for anger and also a self-confidence boost. Give me just a moment to sit with that and we'll get started. Esme, we'll get through all the requests for sure. Sometimes I go over time. It's Perfect. We still have an hour left of this session, so we're looking good. Just good to hear. The energy that came to mind for me was this specimen of pyrite crystal. Let's take a moment as this energy moves through. Pyrite is an energy of the solar plexus. That energy center at the belly button or just below and just above. Such an important energy center. The powerhouse of self-healing. The origin of the light within. The healing light within. As this pyrite energy moves toward the solar plexus chakra, I'd like you to imagine a golden ray light circling and winding to embrace you right in the center of yourself. As this pyrite energy doesn't ask you to change how you feel. If you're feeling any anger or any emotions that feel challenging, this energy invites you to allow. I do not, Nasha, I've never heard of that. I'll have to look into that crystal. What is it used for? Allowing space, even for the emotions that are difficult to understand. Watching those challenging sensations come and go. Pyrite is an energy that is sometimes called fool's gold. Have you heard that term before? Fool's gold. This energy invites you to let go of the ideal that you need to be just right, that you need to be perfect in order to have worth and value. Pyrite reminds you that perfection is the fool's path. And it directs you toward a new path, guided by the light of the solar plexus, where we house our sense of who we are. It's okay for you to say, I am angry. I am feeling sad. I'm lonely. I'm lost. It's okay for you to say, I'm scared. I'm confused. Any of those emotions that feel challenging or hard. Allowing them to be acknowledged and held. Oh, that's amazing, Amirian. I'll have to write that down and look it up. When I think of anger, I often think of it as a secondary emotion instead of a primary emotion. When I feel angry, first of all, I try to allow it, which can be really hard for some of us to do. It is for me. So first, I give myself the space to say, I am angry. And I'm going to give myself the space to be angry without judging myself. And that anger needs an outlet, so I'm going to allow it. But I think of anger as a secondary emotion. So after I acknowledge and allow, then I think to myself, what is this anger really? Anger is like a masquerade. It's always trying to hide behind strength, something that is much more vulnerable and soft. Instead of thinking of what it is with the mind, instead go to the heart and the solar plexus. I hope that was useful for you. Thank you so much for your request today. For anger and self-confidence together, I think we hit it with that pyrite. Coming up next is a mini request from Playground, looking to explore the crown chakra. Give me just a moment to get that ready and we'll get started. Alright, I had a crystal energy come to mind. Let me just take a sip here. The crystal that came to mind as we explored the crown chakra, and you mentioned also allowing some of those codes or some of those messages to become clear and for you to receive those messages clearly. The energy that came to mind was my specimen of raw white calcite. And this specimen also includes a line of some aqua calcite as well, which you can see right here in this chunk, in this specimen. So there's the white and a little bit of aqua. as well. This is also actually a locally mined crystal that I got right here in my town in Massachusetts. So those crystals are always very powerful for me when I use them. Calcite is an energy of clear vision. The clearness corresponds to the crown chakra, and its energy is manifest through insight, clarity of vision, helping you to decipher energy that might feel a little bit muddled or uncertain. It's an energy of the mind. It's funny how much some crystals, they look like food, right? So many of the crystals can look like food. I love that. The energy meant to be consumed and taken in as nourishment. Jesus, good. I'd like you to imagine this clear and aqua calcite centering on the third eye, bringing a clear and crisp energy like a window opening, and watching as with the breath this energy begins to move upward, a window widening, a window opening even wider as that awareness expands up above the physical body. A window open to receive the wind as the wind breathes in through the open window. You listen to the sound of that zephyr, and you feel the sensation of the wind as it curls around you, touching the skin, calming the body, and connecting the body with the spirit. A cool wind through an open window, traveling through the layers of energy. You listen to the sound of the wind, opening to receive with clarity and letting go of expectation, letting go of the need to decipher and understand. This energy invites you to open the window and allow that wind with its unpredictable, indecipherable messages just to be, as you enjoy the sensation of the arrival of the wind. Just enjoying how it feels to be swept and held in a cool and playful, soft and light movement of spirit. Letting messages unfurl in their own time. There's no need to rush. Just enjoying the journey. Good. Letting that crown energy and clarity arrive. Thank you so much for that beautiful request. Appreciate it. If you'd like to make your own request during the live stream session, you can always gift one of the pinned gifts today for a mini, a half, or a full session. Perfect. Coming up next, we have a request from Gigi. Then we have one from Tina, and then Amirin. All of them are mini sessions. So let's get started. Gigi is looking for some stress relief. Give me just a moment to sit with that, and we will begin. I know what I want to do. Let's do a little bit of misting and feathering. All right. I would like to do a little bit of misting and feathering next. I'd like to use this. This is an elixir of moon water. It includes some clary sage and some clear quartz as part of this moonlight infused water. It's like an infusion of several different energies. As I spray this elixir, it acts almost like a smoke cleansing wood. So if you were to burn some dried herbs like sage or mugwort or lavender or even Palo Santo, it brings that energy of the smoke clearing, which dissipates energy that's ready to move through. Any energy that you're hanging on to, but that is ready to move, to make space for fresh energy. So it has that clearing quality. So as I spray that elixir, I'd like you to think about that mist, that freshness, the earthiness of the sage, and the clearing and cleansing quality of the quartz. And then I'll use this shamanic feather. Hello, Dee. Thank you for the hanging lights. Let me know in the chat if you have a request for today. Then I'll be using this shamanic feather. It also is embedded with some clear quartz crystal to do a little bit of fluffing of the energy to move it through the aura. Let's get started. Oh, the mist is so earthy. And it brings that redolence of deep herbaceous earth. I invite you to, oh, of course, D. Let me write that down. I invite you to allow that cooling, earthy mist to fall softly on the cocoon of the aura. Imagining the cocoon of the aura courted by soft, light mist of sage and quartz. Feeling the energy surrounding you soften, soft and light and porous. Allowing any energy that's ready to move and change to do so. Letting it go. That's it. Good. As that clearing and cleansing energy moves through the auric landscape, allowing that landscape to change. Imagine watching the landscape begin to change. What do you notice? What do you see? Oh, Lauren, thank you so much for gifting the galaxy negative energy and abundance. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Envisioning a changing landscape surrounding you and watching as that landscape transforms before your eyes. Thanks, Lauren. Appreciate it. Just noticing as I do not paint the picture of the new landscape for you. I want you to see it yourself. As you notice any changing colors or changing sensations, as you notice the landscape begin to shift, just paying attention to those changes and noticing. Hello, Arturo. If you'd like to make a request, you can gift one of the pinned gifts for today. And if we have time, we can get to some non-gifted requests at the end of the session. Perfect. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from today. Welcome in, Jennifer. I'm glad you're here. I'm here in Massachusetts. Let me know where you're watching today. Thank you so much for your request, Gigi. I hope that was helpful for you and useful. Coming up next is a request from Tina, followed by Amirin, and then Dee, and then Lauren. That may be all I have time for today's session. I believe. Maybe one more. Not quite sure. All right. Our next request is from Tina, looking for some relief from impending doom. Wonderful to see all of you from all over. Perfect. Give me just a moment to sit with Tina's request, and we'll get started. All right. I did have an energy come to mind, a crystal energy, white topaz. I need to find it, so give me just a moment and we'll get started. All right, it wasn't hard to find. It was literally right there waiting for me to grab it. I'd like to use this white topaz crystal. This specimen is a polished specimen, and you can see how shiny it is. Its coloring has some iridescent white or clear specimens within it. White topaz is also an energy of the crown chakra. So I'd like to begin this journey of white topaz by taking a few cooling breaths as you imagine a clear and white toned light beginning to trickle down into the physical energy body from above. As you inhale, feeling a wave of white light illuminating the crown. As you exhale, directing that light down through the body toward the earth. Let's take several breaths. Dee, this one is not yours. Not yet. No worries. As you inhale, imagining that soft, clear white light moving through the crown. And as you exhale, watching that light journeying down the body toward the earth. White topaz is an energy of building bridges. I feel compelled to say that phrase a couple times for you. Listen. Building bridges. Building bridges. Oh, thank you, Keon. Thank you so much. Let me know in the chat, Keon, if you have a request for today. I am going to go ahead and end my requests because we are full for this session. Thank you so much for everyone who requested today. This energy of building bridges resonates in this moment because there's a need for you to reconnect, building a bridge back to yourself. And I want you to hold the image of a bridge in your mind. A crystalline bridge of white topaz, clear and white bespeckled, iridescent crystal bridge. I want you to imagine this glittering bridge extending out from yourself, moving out into the unknown, moving out beyond the physical energy body. A crystal bridge of white topaz extending out from yourself. Of course, let me write that down. Cleanse and throat. You got it. On the other side of this bridge is the unknown. As the bridge extends out into the mist and you don't know what is on the other side. What you do know is that you're reaching out for connection. As you strengthen that bridge, you open the potential to make a connection beyond the physical body, beyond the emotional body and the intellectual body. I want you to envision yourself now taking a step onto that bridge. Just one drop of the foot. Feeling the cool and soft texture of the white topaz bridge beneath your foot. And then taking another step, moving slowly, taking your time as you make your way across the bridge. No, On the other side of the bridge is connection, an opportunity to reconnect, that bridge that extends out from yourself and into the unknown. It's not moving toward death, no. It is moving toward connection. On the other side of that bridge is a whole new energy. As you build that bridge, you put out a call for connection. It is. This energy is one that helps you manifest your intention. When you feel impending doom or fear or dread, take your time building that crystalline bridge as you reach out beyond yourself and into the world to reconnect. Letting that white topaz energy arrive, holding that vision of its bridge, and just staying curious, always curious, as you observe how that energy arrives for you. Thank you so much for your request, Tina. I hope that was helpful for you. Coming up next, and to end the session, we have 4 requests left. Next is Amirin with a mini session for exhaustion from Dance. Then Dee with a mini session for feeling worthy of success. Followed by Lauren with a full session for an energy cleanse and abundance. I can't always read my writing. And then finally ending the session for today is a request from Keon with a half session for energy cleansing and the throat chakra. Oh my goodness, no. Oh, please don't feel bad, Lauren. Sometimes I go over up to an hour, sometimes more. I love it. I hope you don't feel bad. I absolutely appreciate your support. And I'm glad that this healing is helpful for so many. That means everything to me. Thank you so much. Of course. Coming up next is a request from our bestie, Amirin, who's also the moderator here in the live. Amirin's looking for some request. Is looking for a request for some exhaustion from dancing and just from life in general. Give me a moment to sit with that request and we'll get started. All right, interesting. The crystal that came to mind was blue kyanite. So let me go ahead and grab that and we'll see where it takes us. I love your positivity, Amir. this is my specimen. This is one of my specimens of blue kyanite. I love this one. You can see how the texture on this raw specimen is feathery, and the texture is a little bit rough. There's a specimen here of clear quartz at the edge of the blue kyanite, and you can see how it sparkles just a little bit in the light, ever so slightly. Blue kyanite is generally an energy of, oh my goodness, so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for that starlight scepter. Appreciate that, Lauren. Thank you. Blue kyanite is generally an energy of the throat chakra, but like all crystals, it has primary and secondary and some even tertiary properties. I actually wanted to invoke one of the secondary properties of blue kyanite for you. Perfect, Amiran. I love that you dance. I love dance so much. Dance is a great form of expression. And this energy, blue kyanite, is really centered in that idea of self-expression. It's also tied to pain relief or amelioration of physical pain in the physical energy body. Those were the two characteristics of this crystal I wanted to use. So using this blue kyanite to engage that connection between the glory and the beauty of self-expression as it's free-flowing, no inhibitions, just true and clear expression. As that energy is married with the amelioration of physical symptoms in the body that come from any blockages of that expression, or even sometimes when that expression is too much, an overindulgence in that energy. Imagining this blue kyanite as a feathered energy. I almost see in my mind like a bird dancing. A bird of blue feathers dancing through the sky in its element, a beautiful habitat of open sky and possibility. As this bird moves through the sky naturally, riding the wind, feeling the wind through its wings, rejoicing in its expression of self in its truest form. The bird reaches a point where it has forgotten that it needs to rest. Moving through the sky and celebrating has taken its toll. And the bird doesn't always remember how to land, how to settle, how to rest. In fact, as the bird begins to wind down, as the dancing begins to slow, the bird begins to look around for its home, its nest, its safe space in the trees, only to realize that the bird has flown far away. In its surrendering dance, there is a crow in the background. You're right. In its dance of joy and expression, the bird has been swept away, traveling long distances, experiencing new and wonderful things. But now that the bird is tired, she realizes she's flown a long way from home. The bird looks around for her home, her nest, and she begins to worry because she doesn't know where it is. This energy is one that encourages you to find a home space, a nest for rest, wherever you are, even if you are a long way from home, either physically or metaphorically. If you find yourself exhausted, it's all right for you to find a safe nest. Thank you so much for your request, Amirin. Looking at the texture of that blue kyanite when I said it was feathery really ignited inside of me a bird journey. I hope that that was useful for you, my friend. Thank you so much for your request and your support. Coming up next, we have a request from Dee with a mini session looking to feel worthy of success. Give me just a moment to sit with that, and we'll get started. Actually, I just had an energy come to mind. Let me grab it. All right, give me just a few more minutes here. I'm looking for my indigo gabbro crystal. I haven't used it in a few weeks, so give me just a moment. I have to find it. It's hiding. All right. Coming up next is a request from Dee. And Dee is looking to feel worthy of success. And Dee, I'm not sure if it was you or someone else made a similar request a couple live streams ago. I think that it was you. And it's such an important situation, I think, to keep in mind. This fear of, well, I guess I could say it as it's a fear that you actually are worthy of good things. A lot of us think that the fear is of being not worthy, that we're afraid that we're not good enough. And that is a real fear. But there's also a fear that we are good enough. I think that's a less acknowledged fear in a lot of ways. A fear that we are deserving and are worthy of good things. A fear of finding and living in a successful space. Let's explore that a little bit for those of you who resonate with that way of feeling. I wanted to use my specimen of indigo gabbro. One half of the specimen is raw, and the other half of this specimen is polished. You can tell just by looking at this crystal that it is very intricate. It almost looks like a print, right? Indigo gabbro is first and foremost an energy of magic, magical thinking, magical being. Keon, this is not yours. You are 2 requests away. You're our last request for the day. Indigo gabbro is always an energy of magicalness, and not in a scary way. I know sometimes when people think of magic, they think of a connection to something scary, something unknown, something opposite to goodness or light. That's not what this is. Indigo gabbro is an energy of magicalness, that idea of wonder, and finding safety and comfort in that magical essence of your being, which we all have. A positive and nurturing energy of wonder guided by intuition. Indigo Gabbro is an energy of awakening to your own inner magic. And by that, I don't mean like your ability for something like, I don't know what people think of when they think of magic, maybe spell casting or, I don't know, potions. Not like that. This is more about awakening to your inner magic, the aspects of yourself that carry wonder, a lightness, aspects of yourself that are uniquely yours and no one else's. Aspects of yourself that are colorful and bright and shine out to support you on your journeys and to inspire others on their journeys. Indigo Gabbro invites you to show those colors to yourself and to the world. Indigo Gabbro invites you to step into that magical clearing within. A clearing where you are at the center, shining your light, shining your colors brightly. One thing about Indigo Gabbro is its name. You can see in this specimen that you can't really see any indigo, right? When you look at it, it looks like it's gray and black. So why is it called Indigo Gabbro? Where is the indigo? It's magic. Deep within, there are colors that are unacknowledged. Maybe you haven't shown those beautiful, unique colorings from fear or doubt. This energy notices that you're hiding those colors from the world and perhaps from yourself. Indigo Gabbro creates a clearing within. Imagine that as you stand in that clearing, you allow the spectrum of your colors, your inner light, to shine. I don't know if any viewers here are old enough to have watched like the Care Bears when we were younger. Back in the 80s, there was a cartoon on Saturday mornings called the Care Bears. And they had this ability that when they joined together in all of their colors, they were all different colored bears, they would interlock their arms, I think, and from their bellies, so from their solar plexus chakra, once they were all connected and all the colors came out together, they would shine through their bellies the spectrum of light. That's what I'm seeing in my mind when I'm working with this Indigo Gabbro for you. They would call it the Care Bear stare. I don't know if you remember that. But if you do, you can imagine that spectrum of color flooding out from the solar plexus. in a rainbow of light, a spectrum unique to you, allowing yourself to shine, unafraid of appearing too bright. Okay. So some Gen Zs are familiar with Care Bears. Good. This is Indigo Gabbro crystal. Feeling what the sensation is if you allow those colors to burst out of you, coloring the landscape, unafraid of how your colors compare to someone else's, rejoicing in that beautiful spectrum that is uniquely you. Jess, did the Care Bears count down? I don't remember. I haven't seen it in such a long time. D, it's more about allowing yourself to feel the lights and colors and uniqueness that you possess, cherishing those and allowing space for them to shine and be. Really? Thank you so much for your request today, Dee. I hope that was helpful for you. And just hang on to that vision of yourself in a clearing, surrounded by the colors of your inner light, inner spectrum as it colors everything around you. Spending some time in that space and just allowing. Thank you so much for your request. Coming up next, we have 2 requests left. Lauren has a full request, looking for some negative energy clearing and some abundance. And then we'll finish off the session with Keon's request coming up next. Give me just a moment here to get our next request ready, and we'll get started. Alright, coming up next is our request for Lauren. And I would like to use 3 different energies for this clearing, starting with a smoke clearing. I'd like to use this candle and I'm going to light it. It is a candle that helps with negative energy removal. Sancha, thank you so much. Appreciate it. It helps with removing that negative feeling energy. But more importantly, this is a candle that resonates with boundary setting, making sure that you're setting and holding healthy boundaries for yourself and to protect your energy. So we'll start with that. Then I wanted to move into some crystal healing. I wanted to use this hematite. Hematite is a heavy hitter for all things related to negative feeling energy. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. Ray, I'm not sure if you were gifting hanging lights to make a request or not. If you are, then let me know in the chat if you have a request. And then I'd like to finish with a little bit of essential oil work. This is honeysuckle essential oil. And honeysuckle is really a wonderful energy for good fortune and invoking that abundant energy of attraction, of attracting to you what you need and what you desire for your highest good. That's a lot. Let's get started. Starting with some smoke clearing. Let me just get my candle ready here. Perfect. Using this candle, this is a candle that is very good for negating some negative energy or energy that feels negative or heavy. But its primary use that I'd like to invoke today is its function of helping to set healthy boundaries and to maintain those healthy boundaries as well. Let me just get a little bit of paper here underneath this. When the wax starts to drop. Perfect. I'd like you to imagine a protective field of energy. Let me see. Perfect. A protective field of energy surrounding you. Thank you, incongruent. Appreciate it. These walls and boundaries are permeable with soft edges, but they're strong and reliable. Finding comfort and solace in having those boundaries. Boundaries made of what you need. Boundaries that protect and keep you safe. Boundaries that are soft and permeable, yet strong at the same time. Changing as you change. Flexible but sturdy. This energy suggests that removing some of that negative feeling energy comes from acknowledging, creating, and accepting boundaries for your highest good. Opening to explore what that looks like for you in this moment. And being open and willing to change as your needs change. Good morning, Angie. Perfect. Beautiful. And just exploring that relationship between negative feeling energy and boundaries. Good. I'd like to follow that with some work with this hematite crystal. Hematite is a classic energy for working with negative feeling energies or emotions or thoughts. Hematite is a heavy feeling crystal. So when you get a specimen of hematite, it feels very heavy. And it definitely can do the heavy work. Hematite helps you to recognize exactly where that weight resides within. As it brings awareness, thank you so much. Thanks, Ray. As it brings awareness to the areas of the energy bodies that are holding on to heavy or negative feeling energy, I invite you to allow this hematite to go on what is it called? A scavenger hunt. That's what we're looking for. As it moves through the layers of energy within and around you, bringing your attention to exactly where those hot spots of challenging energy reside. I'd like you to just allow yourself to notice. Noticing where that energy is held. Nothing to change, nothing to fix. See if you can allow, making space for that negative feeling energy just to be. So many times when we feel something heavy or challenging or negative feeling, our first instinct is to run away, to get rid of it. And yes, we do feel better when things are lighter, things are easier, things are clearer. Absolutely. And we get there to that place of lightness and ease and safety just by allowing whatever is there to be, and by acknowledging and allowing that challenging energy, we allow it to move and change. We receive the message. We acknowledge it with compassion and peace. We give it the space that it deserves to be seen and heard. And then we can let it go. Hematite invites you to do just that, as it brings your awareness to that heavy or negative feeling energy. Hematite is by your side as a friend as you make space together for that energy to be felt, heard, and seen, so that you can let it go in your own time. There's no rush. You're all right. All things change in time. You're all right with how your own healing story unfolds. Letting it unfold. Surrendering to the adventure. Good. Letting that hematite arrive. Allowing sensation as it comes and goes. Sensation is all right. Good. I would like to finish up this particular healing journey with some essential oil. And I'd like to use my spray bottle. Oh, there it is. I was like, but I can't find it. I'm going to use some honeysuckle essential oil for this next piece. And honeysuckle is an energy of good fortune and abundance. It has a very soft and floral scent. much gentler than, say, jasmine. Honeysuckle is an energy of abundance that comes from letting go of the past. So if you feel as if there are blockages to your success or your wealth, whether that is actual wealth or metaphorical wealth, if you feel that there are blockages between you and feeling joy, feeling gratitude in the moment, that is due to holding on to the past. Good morning, Papa. Hello, Chell. Welcome in. Perfect, Amy. Perfect, Chris. Just spraying this honeysuckle essential oil around. It's such a subtle and soft floral fragrance. This energy supports you in beginning to release some of those connections and ties to the past that prevent you from being present and that serve as blockages to your own abundance. This could be energy. Ray, thank you for all the roses. Appreciate it. This could be energy of past experiences, past emotions, past patterns of thought. Could be memories. Honeysuckle is so gentle and subtle as it walks with you, holding your hand. As you release fragments of the past that have hooked into you, honeysuckle brings a softness, a soft understanding, encouraging you to begin to release. And to arrive in this moment right now, free of the fears, free of the blockages created from living in the past too much. Good. Just staying curious about that energy of releasing the past. You don't need to do it like that. Just becoming aware of the possibility of loosening the grip, of letting go of the tether, of freedom and new energy for a new day. Take that in as a possibility as honeysuckle sits beside you, holding your hand and moving slowly. Amazing, Lauren. I didn't know you were a Reiki practitioner as well. We can combine our energy for sure if you want to open to it. Opening and sharing. Good. I love that. Oh my goodness. Actually, I feel that. Thank you so much. Perfect. Thank you for your request, Lauren. I hope that was helpful for you. We do have just a couple requests left before we end the session today. We have a request from Keon for a half healing, looking for an energy cleanse and some attention for the throat chakra. And then we'll end with a request from Ray, looking for an energy cleanse and some attention to love and love energy. All right, let's get to it. Hold on. Okay, just wanted to check something there. Coming up next is Keon. Cleanse and throat. Let me go ahead and grab the energy that came to mind. I think I need to get up out of my seat. I'll be right back. Thank you, Ray, for the night star. So beautiful. All right. I wanted to use this specimen of selenite. Hello, Keon. We're just starting your session now. It's perfect timing. This specimen of selenite is a pointed specimen, so it has that precision that I'm looking for. It's also engraved with some sacred geometrical shapes, really invoking that deep cleansing attribute that selenite carries. Selenite is a clearing and cleansing energy. One of my favorites for what we call an energy cleanse. Selenite carries the resonance of moonlight. Imagine walking beneath the soft and gentle rays of the moon, bathing in that cool and silvery light. Imagine bathing your face in moonlight. Imagine bathing your heart in the soft and silvery light of the moon. Imagine moonlight flooding the mind space with ease. Simple softness moving through the mind. This selenite energy clears and cleanses the energy bodies, just like Moonlight softly illuminates with its gentle, easy, and cool light. Thank you, Sassy. All of our Halloween candy is gone. I had quite a bit last week, and I had a lot of inflammation because of it, so thank you. Yeah, feeling better. Good. Watching as this selenite energy winds through, clearing and cleansing the energy. Thank you, Sunny. Perfect. Thanks, Gina. You can find the rebroadcasts to the live streams on YouTube anytime. Beautiful. Letting that selenite journey through, brightening softly. Thank you all for 50K likes. I appreciate it. If you're a member of the fan club, let's put some fan club emojis in the chat to celebrate 50K likes. Thank you so much. I wanted to follow that up, Keon, with some tuning fork work. This is my tuning fork for the throat chakra. And as I strike the tuning fork, I'd like you to imagine the vibration flowing like waves, oceanic movement, as the vibrations move toward and around the seat of the throat chakra. And as those waves reach the shore of the throat, I'd like you to imagine those soft waves opening space for movement as you release blockages from the throat and as you allow the arrival of fresh energy. Let's give it a try. letting that blue ray light energy arrive at the throat chakra. Breathing easily. You're welcome, of course. We have one more request for this session today, and it is from our friend Ray, looking for a cleanse and some attention to love energy. Give me just a moment here to get inspired for this one, and we'll get started. All right. Thanks, Lauren. Thank you all for tapping. I appreciate it. All right. I actually wanted to use two energies for this one. I wanted to start with a different specimen of selenite that I have, and I wanted to use it in tandem with a second similar specimen of selenite. And I wanted to just tap this selenite through. And as I'm tapping through, just clearing and cleansing the energy, making space. If you're familiar with selenite, you know that it's very flaky. So as I'm doing this motion, little bits of selenite are shaving off in little tiny ringlets. It's so sweet. As I run this selenite through, imagine the energy softening, allowing you to release, clearing away unwanted or stuck energy. Perfect. And when it comes to love, I chose a non-traditional crystal energy because this is the one that came to mind. Does anyone know what this crystal is? Take a look. Put in the chat if you have a guess for this crystal. I haven't used it in a while. It's a great one. Any guesses on what this crystal is? Let me show you the 360 view. This is a polished specimen. It does look like a planet, doesn't it? Nope, it's not rose quartz. It's a good guess though. Rose quartz is a classic crystal for the heart. This is a quartz though. This is a fire quartz. And fire quartz, one of its secondary properties is this energy of universal love. The kind of love that we feel around us. The kind of love that reminds us that we are a part of a network, that we're not solitary or alone in our need for love, in our giving of love, that we are a member in a circle, a network of people offering and receiving love. Fire Quartz invites you to the dance. Inviting you to step into the conversation. As you enter a chain of love already available to you, already right there, surrounding you. A dance always, what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted to say a dance always dancing, but that didn't make a lot of sense to me. It's like it's always going, never ending. This energy invites you to the dance. As you enter arm in arm, hearing the music, feeling the rush as you're swept across the floor in a dance of love. Feeling that universal love surrounding you. Sometimes it's hard to feel it. Sometimes we doubt that it's there at all. But this energy assures you that it is, and that you are invited. As you take in that loving energy in an exchange of receiving and giving. Good. Thank you so much for your request today. I wanted to thank each of you so much for your support in the chat with your words of kindness, with your tapping, and also with your generous gifts today. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I am in Massachusetts. As we conclude our session for today, just a couple reminders that you can always watch the rebroadcast of any live stream on YouTube. You can click on my profile picture and find all of my links there, including social media and also one-on-one sessions that I offer for Reiki. If anyone is interested, I do hold one-on-one sessions on Zoom and also do distance Reiki healing through videos as short as 5 minutes all the way to an hour. You can order those through my links, which you can find by clicking my profile picture. Also, if you'd like to become a super fan, let me get up the little notation here. Oh, where is it? Hold on a minute. I do hold a Reiki energy healing circle on the first of every month for super fans only. If you'd like to explore super fandom, you can click on the join or the heart icon in the top of your screen. Super fandoms are $9.99 a month here on TikTok, but we do meet on the first of every month for a Reiki energy healing circle. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If you enjoy ASMR, please do check out my ASMR channel here on TikTok. It's Evening Springtime ASMR. I'll be streaming there on Tuesdays and Fridays. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take good care.